Hello, I'm DennisAcosta, and this is my oral presentation for Tech 198. The issue I'll be addressing during this presentation is the prevention of cholera by providing a clean source of water using a small-scale water purification system. For some time, information has been available about the importance of clean water in third world and developing countries, and with the recent cholera epidemic in Haiti, this fact has been dramatically demonstrated. Over 1,400 people are dead, and over 57,000 have been stricken ill with the potentially fatal disease. The location of the project is the city of Cap-Haïtien in the country of Haiti on the island of Hispaniola. It's in the northern part of the country, and the population is somewhere between 500 and 800,000. It's the second largest city in Haiti and is the location of many tent cities put together after a 7.0 earthquake in January left 1.5 million people homeless. Earlier this month, Hurricane Thomas created flooding, further adding to the dismal conditions. Much of the city's infrastructure has been destroyed, and the centralized facilities are crippled and unreliable. The city of Cap-Haïtien is one of the focal points of the current cholera outbreak in Haiti. The goal of this project would be to help prevent the spread of cholera in Cap-Haïtien by distributing small-scale water purification systems. The purification system could be deployed in a decentralized manner. They have relatively long shelf life and do not require electricity or a steep learning curve to use and maintain. First, what is cholera and how is it contracted? Cholera is a bacterial infection of the small intestine causing large amounts of watery diarrhea. People get the infection by ingesting food or water contaminated by the Vibrio cholerae cholera bacteria. Bacteria can be contained in feces, so areas with poor sanitation and overcrowding are susceptible. Symptoms include abdominal cramps, dry mucous membrane or mouth, dry skin, excessive thirst, glassy eyes, lack of tears, lethargy, low urine output, nausea, rapid dehydration, rapid pulse, vomiting, and watery diarrhea that starts suddenly. The symptoms can vary from mild to severe, and left untreated can result in death within a few hours. Cholera can be treated by rehydration salt tablets, by intravenous fluids, or an oral rehydration solution of sugar and electrolytes. Prevention includes good hygiene, sanitary conditions, and clean water and food. The method would be to deploy small-scale water purification systems that could provide clean water for drinking, cooking, and personal hygiene. There are a number of quality products that are available, but one of the products that has been tested and deployed in similar situations is the British Berkfield Super Stericyl filter, which has been tested and removes greater than 99.99% of the Vibrio cholerae cholera bacteria. This product is used with a stainless steel container, and the complete package is called the Big Berkey Gravity Filter Model SS. It's a two-chamber system with unpurified water going into the top container, which holds 2 to 4 ceramic filters. This filters down to 0.5 microns. Clean water gathers at the bottom of the chamber, and a spout allows for easy access. The ceramic filters can be cleaned for reuse and to extend the life of the filter before replacement is necessary. Fairy Ceramic in the United Kingdom is the manufacturer of the ceramic filter, which is the key technology at use here. The retail price is somewhere around $250 US, and one system can yield up to 80 liters or a little over 21 gallons US, assuming that the upper container is continuously replenished. According to the website 360data.org, statistics as of 2006 place daily water consumption in Haiti per person at about 15 liters. So this device could provide daily water needs for a family of 4 or 5. This would be a formal method of transferring technology, since it would involve bringing in a manufactured export. The plan then is to purchase 200,000 units of the Big Berkey purification system. Fundraising efforts would include a combination of methods ranging from private donations, government funding, charitable organizations, and emergency aid funds. We would need to align with existing non-governmental organizations such as Doctors Without Borders and local leaders to distribute the systems, along with verbal and written instructions for use. Some kind of tent structure at or near hospital facilities or police stations could be used for distribution. Some kind of record keeping for the recipients would be beneficial, and some computers and database management would be useful in this effort. Distribution could also be accomplished by trucking the units into a specific area and distributing off to the back of the vehicles. Again, verbal and written instructions would have to be provided so that the units continue to operate as designed. Some volunteer personnel would have to be used to provide organizational support and physical distribution. The filters would then provide a system for purifying water that did not rely on the existing infrastructure, which at this stage is highly questionable. When considering the problems involved, I thought the cost of the units would be the major stumbling block, and indeed it is a major issue. However, the physical, social, political, economic, cultural conditions that exist in Haiti at this time seem almost completely overwhelming. Problems that have to be taken into consideration. How to pay for the units. At this point, the money is out there. Even at only a slightly discounted amount, if 200 units were purchased, say for around $200 US per unit, this would be a total of $40 million. The UN is making efforts to gather $164 million for emergency relief. The U.S. alone has pledged $1.5 billion in aid, and the global community has pledged a total of $8.76 billion in aid. $40 million is about 2.3% of what the U.S. has pledged, and only 0.4% of what the total aid is from the global community. The issue, however, is that there is no pressure to release this money. Only about 8% of the $8.75 billion has actually reached Haiti. The funds promised by the U.S. are being held up in Congress by one senator from Oklahoma. To resolve this, U.S. citizens can inundate their congressman, or even this one congressman from Oklahoma, with demands that some, if not all, of the funds be released for Haiti. In conjunction, a media blitz needs to be coordinated to expose the dangers of the disease and the gross lack of response by the international community. The U.S. and international press has basically dropped the story from its front pages, despite the fact that the death toll increases daily and cholera has now spread to all parts of Haiti and in the Dominican Republic. This epidemic is likely to last for several years, and it is very likely that we will see cholera in the United States as a result of this outbreak. Yet of the 5 different U.S. network TV news websites, only one had a story on the problems in Haiti. More coverage was actually given to the antics on Dancing with the Stars than with the deaths and epidemic conditions in Haiti. More directly, perhaps more effectively, presentations to charitable organizations and celebrity philanthropists could help to raise the necessary funds, and I also believe that manufacturers of the device would cooperate in providing a minimal price for the units to further lower the costs. Distribution of the units in Cap Haitian is also a challenge, since much of the existing infrastructure has been destroyed. People would have to walk to receive a unit and then carry it back. So while distribution locations would work for some, mobile distribution would be necessary for the most effective disbursement. There are also security issues, since earlier this month there were riots in the streets as Haitians attacked UN peacekeeping forces. There has been existing resentment toward the UN troops, and it is widely believed, although not actually proven, that the Nepalese contingent is the cause of the outbreak. Violence in the city has subsided for the moment, but a great deal of cooperation would have to exist between the citizens and the distribution crews. It would require that crews enlist NGOs and local citizens to assist in these distribution efforts, and payment should be provided to local helpers. On November 28th, there are plans to hold an election that would elect many of the government officials, including the president. This could serve as either a detriment or a benefit. If protests erupt, then the distribution would definitely have to come to a stop until safety could be restored to those working with the population. If there are no disruptive forces at work, the polling locations could actually act as distribution points, and voters could receive their systems after voting. It is possible that delaying the elections would avert difficulties, but some effective government needs to be in place so that the elections do need to happen relatively soon. As the project begins, constant reviews would have to take place to find out what methods of distribution work best. Research would need to be done to find out if the units were being used correctly and if they supplied enough water to meet the needs of the families, or if more information and training or more units were required for proper usage. Filters have an approximate life cycle of about 1 year, so replacements would need to be supplied. The timing and distribution for this effort would have to be planned accordingly. If distribution proved to be successful, then plans could be organized for a continued distribution to more rural areas, which often use surface water, which is even more likely to be contaminated. This project is a technological fix. The social issues that burden the population of Haiti at this time are staggering in relation to the life in most of other parts of the world, but in particular to the U.S. The idea that clean water could be such a luxury is definitely foreign to us, yet millions of people live with this reality on a daily basis. To be sure, implementing anything in Haiti is wrought with problems. The people are impoverished and frustrated. The cities remain in shambles. The countryside is devastated by abuse. The political machinery that exists is ineffective, and the international community is turning the other way. The real efforts of individuals involved now in the care of the sick are heroic. It is time that we as individuals take notice and make some small effort, if only by sending an email to your congressman to urge compassion and action. Thank you.